So I'm going to record this for future use. So if you don't mind, I'm going to start the recording now. Assalamu alaikum. And welcome to the first orientation session for mentors. Um, this is specifically meant for the NED Scholar Mentorship Program. And this is in the past 4 years, I think this will be our second one that we've been doing. So thank you all for attending. Really appreciate you being here on a Saturday morning. I know it is tough with everything what is going on in our life, and specifically when our king is making decisions every day, which is basically affecting all of us. So what we are going to do today is give you a little brief about our NED Scholars and its mentorship program. Our agenda is a little bit hectic, but I can tell you this is no more than eight, no, there are 13 slides altogether that we're going to go through. So it won't be very long, but I would like to want to have a good Q&A near the end of the session. And then I will let you know what the commitment and what the next steps will be. Please stop me anytime if you have any questions about what I'm talking about, and if you are unable to go through some of the stuff that we are going through. Let's start talking about a little bit who don't know about NED Scholar. We started this scholarship and mentorship program way back in 2008. Actually, the work was started in 2006 when Dr. Muzaffar, a professor from mechanical engineering, was visiting Michigan, and during one of the dinners, the idea was floated, and we started working on it. It took us around 1.5 years to come up with a methodology and a process by which we will be able to run this program. The mission is very simple. The idea is that we need to facilitate the financially stressed and disadvantaged students to achieve their academic excellence. We would like to make sure that the objective remains unchanged, which is that we think that a single person with the right education can change the life of a whole family. So our vision is to empower engineers and scientists nowadays so that they can contribute towards society development. And we have several programs by which we engage our scholars to achieve these goals. One of the things that we will be talking about with respect to our program is mentorship, and that's what we are here for today. So if you look at the map that we follow at NED Scholar, so we would like to have a professional who is ready to participate into the development of the society, as not as a professional only, but also as a good person. So that's why we concentrate more on education as well as the character building. The old wording that we used to learn from our ancestors was talim and tarbiyat. So we would like to make sure that we groom our scholars in both ways. So in respect to education, we run scholarship programs to ensure that the financial aids are available to the students, so that they don't have to worry about their finances in order to achieve the goal of having a good education in their life. In order for them to learn beyond the education that they are gathering at the university, we carry out several training programs. We carry out several internship programs. With respect to our webinars and mentorship program, our idea is to build up the character of the student or the scholar. And that's where the education and character building comes in together. So mentor plays a very important role, not only in the character building, but also with respect to the training and the educational development of the young junior. Once they have gathered these two things, they are now ready for internship to pay back to the society. So they basically do some professional trainings as an intern, and then they are ready to do volunteering. And I hope you guys have watched the video that I have sent today in the morning about one of the volunteer efforts that the students have been doing in a orphanage. So this is a complete picture of what an NED scholar stands for. So at this point, we would like you to understand who our mentees are. Our mentees are basically first generation. Around 68% of them this year are the first generation student, university going students. Now, when I say university, it means that majority of them are the first generation going into an engineering university. Okay. The second aspect is that majority of them, around 80%, have huge financial constraint with respect to the background from where they are coming from. Now, in today's world, when we say that there's a financial constraint, it not only hinders the education at large, which means that paying the tuition, going to the university, coming back from the university, which is a huge hindrance. Beyond that, we have seen that in the professional life nowadays, when we are using a iPhone, when we are using a smartphone, when we are using a laptop, when we are using the Wi-Fi system, when we are using the internet, all of these things cost money. And when we talk about the resources, these are the resources which we initially thought was not there. At least when I was graduating from NED, these type of academic resources were not the one that I used to worry about, because I know if I need a book, which is the most important thing when we were studying. If I want to get a book, I can get the book from the library, university library. If I cannot get it from the university NED library, I can go to Karachi University's library. If I could not get it from there, I can go to Liaquat Memorial Library. If I cannot get it from there, then I can go to British Council or American Center. One of those places will going to have the book. So whoever can reach there earlier or first will be able to grab the book. So it was an opportunity which is equally available to everybody. Nowadays, majority of the stuff that we talk about, specifically with respect to academic resources, are available online. And that's one of the reasons why it is difficult to achieve them if you don't have a laptop, if you don't have a iPhone or a smartphone, if you don't have the data plan, if you don't have the internet at your home. One of the other thing which you have to understand about our mentees or about our scholars is that they are very, very motivated. They want to grow, they want to learn, and they really, really want to contribute to the society. Coming from the background that they are already coming in, it is important for them to start contributing as soon as possible to the society, specifically to their own family. So this is what you will going to see when you will going to seek our student. The picture I have posted over here is one of a very fine student that we used to have. He's now graduated and now working in Saudi Arabia. This is his father, who was a night watchman and got a stroke, and then spent almost a whole year of his studies being a stroke patient, cannot walk, cannot talk. And then once my student was ready to contribute to the family, he passed away. So he was not able to see the fruits of the hardship that his son has gone through. But Alhamdulillah, his family is. So again, as I said, if you have question or if you want to ask anything in between, do stop me and do open your mic and pose a question. Um, the role of a mentor, if you look at any academic and as well as any social area knowledge base, you will going to see that there are people who have defined mentorship in different ways. But one of the basic aspect of the mentorship that we talk about in engineering, specifically in the professional engineering sectors, is the fact that a mentor is the one who is trying to groom a leader for the future. Not only that, we think that the mentors themselves are leaders, and these are the leaders who have basically led a particular corporation, a department, is a segment of the society which need to flourish, and those are the people that we call as mentors. So a mentor can be a role model, a mentor can be a teacher, a mentor can be an advisor, a coach, counselor, buddy, or a leader, as I said. In our case, specifically with respect to NED scholars, we look at a mentor as a pure resource for academic and career guidance. So the person we are looking as a mentor is there to help the student out in their academics as well as a guide for their career. One of the other stuff that we have learned in the past, I've been 15, 16 years that we've been in business, is the fact that whether we like it or not, whether we understand this portion of not the mental illness itself and the emotion that goes around in our mind, and the emotion that we live in, the world we are living in, the effect of the society, the effect of the environment, the effect of the people we work with, we study with, basically change us. So we have seen students being bullied, okay, people from financially stressed areas are being called upon with various names, okay. The dialects and the way they say things basically become it's disadvantage for them to speak out in the class. So you say something, and if you are from a particular segment of the neighborhood, you have an accent, and that accent will going to make the whole class laugh, which make the student basically getting emotionally detached from the class. And we have witnessed ourselves a setback in this area. So for us, offering emotional support and encouragement throughout the mentorship process is very, very small. So we as a person myself, I if I want to emphasize on anything personally, I emphasize on the emotional support. I think emotional support for our students are very, very important. We like this mentor to facilitate access to the resources. And when we say resources, in this case, majority of the time, you are seeking support from resources from the organization themselves. So if the student is looking for a training program, and you and your mentees basically discuss this thing, that a particular type of training or a certification will help you out, will help the mentees out in the future, and you agree on that, you just get in touch with the organization, one of the organization person who will be in charge of the mentorship. In this case, the person I will introduce him later. His name is Kashif Zia, who basically runs just been assigned to run the mentorship program for the organization. So you get in touch with the Kashif, and Kashif will help you to find the resources to get the person the right trainings or the certification they need for. So when we say facilitate access to resources, this is what we mean. The other portion, which is facilitate the access to the and networking. That portion, in my opinion, is something that we look for the mentors to help and support the mentees. The project most of the time are coming from areas I defined where they don't have a person in the family who can guide them where to go and how to connect with people, how to talk to to various people, what type of dressing should be appropriate, what type of grooming you should be doing to yourself when you are presenting and when you're networking. What are the spaces where you do the networking? What type of dialogue that you create when you do networking? So you find mentors, find resources and support for the mentees so that they learn the methodology of networking.
So, Dr. Sahil, one question. They are not self-learning students in your program. Reason being, you are providing iPhones, laptops, So, certainly these all techniques, tools available online, most of the sites available. So, are they not aware or they don't want to learn self by themselves?
It's not that they don't know about it. It's not that they don't know how to do it. Um, it's all about as a mentor, your task is to be that motivation, the person who will motivate them to go towards that particular goal, to achieve those particular. And I'm going to define some of those things in the next slides or so. But they are capable of doing it. But think about it in this way: you are coming from a let's take it. You're coming from Karachi, but you're not coming from the Karachi, which is the old Karachi, or which is we call as the developed Karachi. You're coming from the skirt of Karachi, one of the regions from the skirt of Karachi. So let's say you're coming from Moj Goat, or you're coming from Abdullah Goat, or you are coming from a goat which is further away from the Malir area. Your accessibility to the education was the fund that you either gather from a KMC school, all right, or a what we call as a so-called neighborhood English medium school. That type of knowledge you are bringing in, and your parents have no knowledge about what the education means because they are also not educated enough to guide you. So here is the performer of our mentee. Okay, if that type of mentee comes in, he looks at the university in the first glance, and one of the things they will going to say, where the hell I am right now. I don't understand what the professors are saying because they talk so loud, so quickly or so fast. They're very fast talker. They are using the words that I have never used it before. And this is a very common scenarios where even in the USA, we have seen this type of the distribution, that there is a segment of the society, let's say the slum that we call it, or the urban areas where a particular segment of the society is living. And then there is a suburb area. And the type of education they are provided are so different that in one area, when you are taking the same SAT or ACT test, the wording that are developed in those questions are such that one segment of the society will understand it like this and other will going to have difficulties. As an example, in the suburb area, it will be much easier for them to understand that you will be learning driving using a driving institution. For the driving institution to give you that education of driving, this driving institution will going to talk to your school, and the school will guide you, these 15-year-old, to get in touch with that institution to learn how to drive. So there will be a methodology that will be followed in that learning process. On the other hand, the students who are learning in a financially stretched district in Michigan, for example, and I can give several examples. Let's say they are from Ypsilanti. Okay, that student will learn from their parents. They will never have a chance to learn the same thing, the skill set that is needed, that if you see a line If you see your driving lines on the on your dashboard, and if it is coming on the right side, and if it is only 5 inch away from the edge, then are you in the lane or you're outside the lane? Those are taught in the institution. If you look at ACT and SET tests, some of these questions are there. So those people who are coming from disadvantaged areas will have difficulty answering that. So although they have learned how to drive, but they don't know what it takes to learn the driving itself. Same is true over here in Pakistan. Those who have never been, those parents or those families who have never been into a university have difficult time in understanding where to gather all this information. The internet is huge. We don't know what type of information is correct or not correct. It's easy nowadays, but it's still finding 5,000 links on the first page on learning Python and then deciding which one to go for is very difficult. Not everybody can understand which one to go for and then stick with it. You will keep moving from one to another, to another, to the third one, and so on and so forth. So maintaining a regular communication and respect the boundary of the mentee is the most important path for us. It's the thing that you learn from them, their social, their family affairs. Be very, very respectful to them, because those are the things which they are sharing with you, and they really sometimes don't want you to share it with anybody else. But as if you think that there are certain things that they have shared with you which will be important for us to know, do let us know, because we might be able to help them out in other way. As I said, we have resources. We have several nowadays. We used to have one, now we have 3 psychiatrists who work with us. And so even with the emotional support and the mental support, we have resources now. So respect for the mentees is important, and that's one of the thing that we'll go for. One of the common questions that's been asked is like, what is involved? What time commitment are you looking from us? So a lot based on the logistic, as I said, majority of time this is all communication. You can do the communication with the email, which I totally don't nowadays. Nobody uses it. But again, phone, virtual meetings, WhatsApp messaging are the ways to communicate. We do want you to at least have a bi-weekly, if not a monthly meeting. We would like this relationship to last for 1 academic year at least. And we will love if you go and extend it for the next years or so. What are we looking for? As I said, it is a match which is based on the academic and the career interest. So we'll show you how we make that match between you as a mentor and the person who want to be the mentees. How do we match them up? There is in some cases, one of the method that we tested out this year was that we asked the mentees what type of support they are looking for from a mentor. So they give us a write-up. We then basically pass this write-up to the mentors who have volunteered their services. We pass that information to them and see, okay, do you think this person is a match for you or not? One thing you have to understand, which we have seen a lot, sometime as Dr. Imtiaz just said, that hey, we understand some of these things are very like they are very simple or primary that everybody should know. And it will be the case that some of the mentees will not know about them. So don't take it like it is a disadvantage for them when you learn that fact that, oh, this is a basic knowledge. Why don't you have that? There can be X number of reasons why they don't have it. As a mentee, you have to be a little bit more, when you are making statements and when you are making a comment, you have to be more realistic from the place where they are coming from, and then make a judgment call. But don't judge them upfront. Oh, they don't know this or they don't know that. Oh, their write-up is so poor, or their writing is horrible. They don't know how to write two sentences. Oh, that's a common problem with everybody. Even me, I have a problem. I can not spell multiple things. And those who know me understand that thing. There are several ways that we encourage you to, and we will support you even on these, to follow when you are doing mentorship. One of the biggest method that is being applied is what we call as a SMART goal. Be very specific of what do you want to achieve. Create some measurables, like how do you achieve that goal? And then how the attainable portion, or what we call as achievable thing, what are you going to do to change it? What challenges you are going to be facing, and how do you going to remove those challenges, overcome those challenges? Then we come into the category of relevant, where we're saying that the goal basically is meaningful. Now, how meaningful it is, how large objective it is, how it will going to affect the overall mission that we are addressing. That is how the relevance comes in. And finally, it has to be time bounded. And I will explain you as an example, so that it is easier for you to understand how specifically the SMART goals work. So let me give you an example. Let's say we have the goal to improve academic performance. So you and your mentees together come up with that goal, that I want to improve my academic performance in core engineering subject. All right. Now, this is become your goal. Now, once you have the goal, let's start be very specific. In which engineering subject are you talking about? So we'll think, I want to improve my GPA in the core subject like thermodynamics, like engineering mechanics. So you're very specific now. All right. So once you are very specific, let's start to think, going to the next step, which is M, which is measurable. How do you measure it? Well, I want to raise my GPA from 2.5 to at least 3 by the end of this semester. So now you have a target to achieve. So you know, in order for you to move from 2.5 to 3, you have to have current GPA of more than 3, so that you can accumulate and get the CGPA of 3 by the end of the semester. So you know what your current condition is, and you know where you're going. Now you work with them and say, okay, let's talk about achievability. Like, how are you going to achieve it? So together, the mentors will help the mentees to come up with a plan. Well, I'm going to study 2 hours daily. I'm going to attend some extra tutorial. Where are those tutorials? You need to let them know. And I'll show you some of the resources that we have provided on our website that helps you to achieve or attain those type of scenarios. Then it will going to say, we're going to seek help from our friends. So there are people in the class that know better than you, and they can be able to teach you those things. So this have to be very practical, what and how you are going to achieve the goal that you are going after. Once you know that, then you become the relevant. Why you are doing it? What is the reason? So by improving my GPA, it is essential because it helps me to maintain my scholarship, or also it will be helpful for me to get an internship in the second or the third year of this education. So now you see that this is the goal is this, and the reason for the goal is something which is coming out at the end. And finally, we talk about the time bound. It is cannot be unlimited time that you have to increase your GPA, specifically when doing it with respect to a particular subject. So here comes the point. I want to achieve this goal by the end of the semester. So maximum time you have. Can you please mute yourself? So Shazad, please mute them.
Dr. Sir, I think you can mute everybody. If you're the host, you can mute everybody.
No, Shahzad can do it. I've given him the host. I just want to concentrate on my talk. Hold on, let me do it then. All right. So we have a good picture about what the smart goal example look like, and I think if we just follow this, this is a very achievable targets that we can set using this type of methodology. The other two things that we require with respect to goal setting and tracking out the progress of a mentee is basically checking. Yes, Wasim, please go ahead.
I have a few questions.
Go ahead.
What is the mentor to mentee ratio?
Oh, good question. We usually don't go beyond 3.
Okay.
Okay. So
Is
one
this
mentor
like
will
a,
go into mentee no more than 3.
okay? What is the, is this dedicated to mentor to mentee or your floater?
Can you repeat your question?
Is the mentor floating between mentees, or are you dedicated and say, okay, you have A, B, C, X, Y, Z, and E, F, G?
No. They will be fixed. They will be
Okay.
one mentor
Okay.
will go in. They will be they're always fixed. The mentor will going to have the same mentees throughout the year. So if they agree for one, the same person will be there throughout the year.
Okay, thank you. What is the time commitment? And another question relevant to time is, what is the time window based on US and Pakistan time differences?
Yeah, we usually, I can tell you, majority of the time, that's with respect to the time frame, we are basically saying that at least a bi-week call will be sufficient. And these calls are basically 5 to 10 minutes long, unless you would like to have a bigger setting where the conversation can go for half an hour to 45 minutes. But that is done once a month type frame. And then you are basically using WhatsApp and other resources to communicate about the progress of what your initial communication of a smart goal look like.
Based,
That
yeah,
usually the time
understood.
frame. Yeah, go ahead.
That's fine. That's fine. I understand. Is this like you can have all two or three, whatever number of mentees you've been assigned, you can have a group conversation,
Oh, yes.
or you
Yeah,
have
you
to do
can
a
have that.
one-on-one.
And I
Okay.
think when Farooq Jamal used to bring all of them at one time
Right.
and have a collective conversation with them. And then he used to ask them to create those goals for themselves and then share with them on Facebook, on WhatsApp.
Okay. Thank you. One last question. As I said, I had a series of questions. Is there from your past uh, sessions, like last year or the year before, have you guys compiled some lessons learned from the mentors for the new mentors to follow?
Yeah, I will show you some of those.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll shut up now. Thank you.
No. It's good to have a conversation rather than a monologue from my side. The time during which the best time we have seen to work with both people in the USA and people in Pakistan is the morning in USA. Our morning is their evening, which becomes easier. So 9 o'clock over here is 9 o'clock over here in the morning Eastern time is basically 6 o'clock over there in the evening, which is the best time to communicate. So anytime from 9 to midday over here is 6 to midnight over there. So this is the time frame which we basically encourage specifically during the weekends. And if you look at our own seminars, webinars, and our gupshup activities, they all take place around from 9 o'clock Eastern to midday, noontime. Okay. So let's move on to something that I have also talked earlier about. How do you track their progress? We have a online system by which we track that thing, and I'll show you in a minute that that system. So it's important for us to know how your mentee is doing because we record them, and this is become a part of our uh, evaluation process for our students and for scholars. Now, up to now, not every student in our group or not every student at it that are registered at NED scholars have a mentor. So majority of them relies on me to be their mentor and ask and seek advice as needed. And that's the reason we always, every year, we go after and ask people to become mentors for at least one person. This year we have around 100 scholars who will be getting who are getting scholarship. We just approved yesterday around 42 new scholarship. Apart from that, we have 68 scholars from last year. So we are going beyond 100. So we need mentors. So one of the things which we look for is the mentor should give us a regular progress report, and regular means 6 monthly basis, biannual basis. You just send us in, you go online, you will going to see their student's name and you can fill up the form and you're done. Nothing else. We make it very simple, and I'll show you our system. We made it very, very simple, and we encourage you to let us know what else you want us to modify over there, because we want it to be very simple and we want to be very quick for you. We don't want to take a lot of time, of your precious time, specifically when you are volunteering for all these things. Finally, which another thing which is important is to make sure that when you are giving opinions and comments to your mentees, try to encourage them more. Be constructive in your feedback. It is important for many reasons. If you are going to be going to the school, and then from school you are going to teach at a coaching center, or you're going to a place for coaching and you don't have a bike or anything, so you have to rely on what they call it chinchis nowadays and the buses, then is 90% of the time is spent during the during traveling, reaching that destination, finishing up your work and coming back home. So a lot of time these students are stressed out, tired. So every constructive feedback definitely help them. And it is important for us to ensure that we ask them questions in a way that help them to improve what they are looking for, what they are asking us, and then we are able, as a mentors, we are able to reply them in that effective way. So how are you feeling about your progress this month? Let's reflect together rather than saying, you tell me what you have done. Okay. This is important in many ways. And all these questions that we have listed already, these are the ones that are already been applied. We have seen the comments that we receive from the students after we said these type of words to them, because none of these are challenging them or challenging their position. Now, being said that, trust me, several of them will not going to listen to you. You will be discouraged. Okay. And that will be very difficult for you to take care of yourself and say, okay, I'm spending so much time on a Saturday morning sitting down over here and nobody is showing up. Or there was a time where they were supposed to show up and they were not on time, while I'm sitting down over here, just like what I did starting that meeting 15 minutes late today. So it does affect you also as a mentor, that the person you are trying to support is not willing, or it is not, he or she is not putting their efforts. And that is discouraging for you as a mentor. And we as in the organization are always here to help you out to sort that situation. Again, we have lived in a society, specifically when I am growing up, that we said, okay, you have to be very kind to your children, but at the same time, you have to have no compromise on their when you are doing character building. And that is the portion where you sometimes you have to use a stick when you are giving them these direction. So not all the time carrots, but stick is also important. And trust me, we do cancel scholarship every year because the person either have not performed the way they have supposed to perform, they have not communicated with us in the way we ask them to communicate, or the third part, which is important, their progress with respect to their mentors, their training, their certification is not sufficient. Because when we spend time with them, we understand and we look forward for these mentees to contribute their part, to perform their duties due diligent. And I'll show you what we ask them to do. So here are some of the best practices that we have seen have worked. Role modeling is very, very important, specifically when it comes to being patient. Teaching patience when you are yourself are not patient is important lessons that you can communicate. You can get annoyed by several things. The idea is that how do you compose yourself and still achieve your goal rather than shouting or getting the person out of the room. Once you let the person go, once you let the mentee go, we just failed, because that's the reason why we want to have the mentor, to make sure that we go up to a point, and that point, each one of us is that point is different for each one of us. Some of us will not going to tolerate it, which is fine with us. We understand that. We respect what your boundaries are. One of the things which we have seen is that the more communication you have, even on a simple WhatsApp message, a thumbs up, a heart, all of them go a long way. You don't have to have a 15-minute conversation every time. You can have these emojis help you out. The professional respectfulness, because you are teaching them how to be in a relation which is ethical. And ethical relationship required you, and on our website, you are going to see several examples of that and several places where you can gather more information about it. And if you like, we are trying to get hold of a professor at Wayne State and one professor from Eastern to come and talk to you about leadership and mentorship, because that is totally a different arena. That how a mentor-mentee's relationship exists in the society, in a academic environment, and how do you create that relationship that can last beyond the 4 years of college. Now, that's the most important aspect. One aspect which we usually lack, and I am one of those guilty person, we don't celebrate achievements. And my wife keeps telling me that you are only looking for the things which are wrong in a statement. Look at what the effort the person has put down. It's like, I don't know why, when I look at something, the only thing that pops out are the errors in those documents. So celebrating achievements, acknowledge the mentee's progress, acknowledge their achievements is very, very important. You might have seen us sending you what our students and scholars are doing, what type of things they have achieved. Just one statement to them goes a very long way. And it definitely boosts up their confidence. Here are some of the guidelines that we will like our mentees. There are some mentees over here in this session also. And this is where I would like the mentees to understand, the scholars to understand. Our organization will tolerate everything except lies. And this is one thing which is most important aspect of the way we have run our organization. We, at the start of your application process, we have a declaration that everybody have to say yes to, because you are declaring that everything you will be stating over there in the application is correct. And if later on we find out that you have been dishonest to us, you have falsified your document, you have made false claims, and if we found out, we now have that much of authority that we will not going to let you go out from the university with a degree. We will ask you to return all the money that we have spent on you. And that is, we have not done it up to now to any student yet, but you never know when we have to do it. Usually, once the student understand how important honesty is, they usually come to us and say, we made a false claim over here. And because they are admitting it on themselves, and we have not found it out ourselves. So that's why we will going to give them, we pardon them on those things. But please, if you are also doing this, and if they've been disrespectful to you, if they have been dishonest to you, there is no, we stop at that point. That's one thing which is totally not being tolerated at all. So you have to make sure that the mentees, I'm talking to all the mentees over here. So please, when you talk to others who are not here today in this meeting, let them know why honesty is so important for us. Try to understand that the person who is talking to you, whichever background they are coming from, it's not the person. Try to focus on the action that they're asking you to do. Try to follow the directions and the plans they have outlined for you. It's not the person which is important. It is what you are doing is important. All that time, don't come up with the problems. I am facing this, I am facing that problem, I'm short of this thing, I'm short of that thing. Try to come up with suggestions also. Suggestion, how are you going to, what are you going to do to solve your problems? So just don't always come and say, okay, I have this problem. Everybody has a problem. The question is, as a young adult, what are you doing to improve the situation? So suggest improvement rather than only the problems, only just coming and talking about the problem. Make sure the conversation that is taking place is two-way. Don't just listen. Try to have a dialogue. Monologue will not going to help you. And that's why I'm also asking everybody to please ask questions, because sometimes it become very nuisance that I'm the only person who's talking to. Wasim, if you have more questions, please shoot. So what are the resources which are available for the mentors? Do we have workshop available? We have mentors training opportunities which are available. We do provide, if the mentor tell us that the student need a particular training, we will going to provide that training. We will going to give you academic as well as counseling resources, which are all available on our website. And I'll show you the website in a minute where those are available. There are a couple of books, handbooks that are written by several universities. Specifically, the one I like is the one which is developed by the University of Michigan Ann Arbor. They have a very good guideline, and they have also put down a lot of best practices when you are doing an academic counseling or a mentorship to a student who are in a 4-year college. So that type of mentorships are available. I will pass you this presentation, so you can always go onto our website and you can look into this mentorship page. And it's a very comprehensive. We keep trying to improve it every year. We will go back on this and we'll try to see how we can improve on this, what type of resources we can put in over here. It basically talks about the things that we have dealt over here in this presentation, but it also has some news and stuff that we are learning every time that helps the students also, as well as you, to see what type of resources are available, what type of work and responsibilities you are basically accepting. We also put down some of the best practices portion. I just shared with you that here are the ethical mentorship best practices portion, and each one of them can take you some more details if you want to go there. At the end, you will going to see a resource book which is available over here. And one of the things that I admire a lot that we have in USA, a National Society for Mentoring, the National Mentoring Society. So the element of effective practices for mentoring, I think if you can download that or the mentor training handbook, which is available over here, these two can help you out a lot later on. You start with your own pace. You do what we recommend you to do is to take your time. See, you want to spend 5 minutes in every session, 10 minutes with every session. Every minute that you spend is okay with us. Is just as I said, any type of communication is important. These resources will be the one where you are really indulging yourself in the mentorship portion. Not everybody plans to do that. So if you are ready for that, I have seen some of our senior NEDians who have been retired, and they follow very diligently. They are the one who call in every week. They are also involved in their family businesses. Like, for example, if a mentee has a sibling who is getting married, I have mentors over here who are basically taking care of so many things without letting us know. In most cases, they are helping them with their wedding dinner or the jahez and everything. So these are the type of things which we like you to tell us, so that we have a portion in our, I'll show you in a minute, where we keep track of these things, that how much we have spent on a student, what type of expenses are there. So if you are giving a gift to and your mentees, please do let us know so that we can record that. All right, let's go back quickly and finish up. This is where I would like you to share your experiences and let us know, what do you think? And before you do that, I'm opening a poll, and I would like you to please answer it, the poll. Only those who are mentors. So I've just opened this poll. It's asking you 3 basic questions. Have you ever done mentoring for a university going student? Do you understand what it takes to be a mentor? And then finally, what are your expertise? So please reply to this poll so that we can then move forward to the next aspect of our presentation, which is basically a dialogue that we would like to create right now. And I'll show you some of our portal on our NED Scholar portal for the. So we only have 3 questions, and only 1 person have answered. Yeah, you can ask question if you have a question. We are it's an open dialogue point portion time right now. If you have any question, or if you want any clarification, or you have any suggestion for us, we are open to listen.
What
Okay.
happened?
I
Somebody
have.
muted.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, go ahead. I'll ask my question later. You were there first. Yeah, go ahead,
No,
please.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I insist. That's okay.
So, so, for the mentorship, do you require your mentors to be like for a specific time period, or could it be ad hoc? Like whenever somebody needs help, I can help them. Do you have that model as well?
We call them advisors. So there are cases where a student comes in and say, that I would like to, and I think this is one of the cases that I have given you. So there is a person who comes to me and say that, I want somebody to help me out to be how I can become a leader. So help me out to become a leader. All right. So I will look around and see who are the leaders among us. And I will say, I'll request them, can you talk to this person, please, and see what their needs are? What are they looking for? So yes, those are the ones that we call advisors. They are not mentors. They are the advisors who are basically helping or advising them on a particular question. This is what I want to do. This is how I would like to move forward. So those are the things that we call them as mentors, advisors. Yeah, definitely we have that. And
So,
I think your other person is also here. I just saw her. Asia is here, so she will be the one who was asking for that help.
Yeah, and then the students, they often share their resumes and LinkedIn profiles with me just to go over them and
Yes.
give them my comments. So
And
that's
those very, very helpful. Those things are very helpful. We need those type of help and support. We do definitely need those type of
and we can have those kind of general sessions as well.
definitely. And one of them will be coming soon. I think the one about the LinkedIn profile, how to improve the LinkedIn profile. Daniel, I think, is here. He and what is his name? Osama are going to run that program one for us, and that is very important nowadays. Kashif, you have a question?
Hey, Dr. Assalamualaikum. Sorry, I'm a little bit joined a little bit late. I was stuck with my daughter license exam, and they extended long, and they won't let me use the phone in the car. So extremely sorry, but I already joined major part of the presentation. There is a very common question during this session is how we run the mentorship with the student, how much time we need to spend. The only experience that I have, I can give you one advice is the mentee should be your brother, your sister, your daughter, your son. And if you develop the relationship like this, you will guide them to make it successful. You will find all the resources to make him successful. And the mentees will, when you have a relationship like this, he will open up everything regarding his education, regarding his personal stuff. And once you start removing these obstacles one by one and guiding him and comfort him, he will be successful. That's very lesson learned for me when I have done these mentorship. I hope this helps everybody to understand what kind of relationship we will be developing between mentor and mentees.
By the way, Kashif Zia will be the one who will be managing the mentorship program for us on behalf of NED scholars. As we are putting these things together, now is the time for me to start backing up and start giving these things to others so they can start running the organization better than me, what I was doing. Yes, Wasim, please go ahead.
sorry, I'm asking too many questions.
Oh, no.
मेरा ये सवाल है कि पहले कुछ सेशंस में आपने 3 साइकाट्रिस्ट का जिक्र किया था, राइट? So, would it be possible to have leverage that resource in the first couple 3? The reason why I'm saying that is my kids call me military dad. So मेरा जो है ना, मैं basically Habib Public School का हूँ, possibly that's where my this mentality is there. So उसमें I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I'll be very conscious of that. But मैं चाहता हूँ कि पहले 2-3 सेशन में कोई हो साथ जो कि ऑब्जर्व कर रहा हो मेरे सबसे पहले मेरे कम्युनिकेशन को, and then from the other side the students as well. So that's basically my ask. मैंने यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा मेरा बैकग्राउंड में मैं बता दूं. I don't think you guys know me that well. Even we went to NED together, but I don't think there were some people that I was close with, but none of them are on here. Maybe Osman and some of the BSc group people I was close with because Fahim Ashfaq के साथ, Usman and Wamik वगैरह के साथ बेचारा अल्लाह ताला उसको जन्नत नसीब करे. Anyways, मेरा जो बैकग्राउंड है, मैं 10 साल का था जब मेरी वाले साहब का इंतकाल हो गया था. तो मेरी अम्मा ने 3 बेटों को अपने पढ़ाया है. And we went through some very tough times, but alhamdulillah we all turned out to be, अल्लाह का बड़ा लाख लाख शुक्र है, मेरी माँ की दुआओं की वजह से हम अच्छे हो गए. तो बहुत अल्लाह का लाख लाख शुक्र है. That's my brief background. I'm not asking for any self pity. नहीं, मैं बता रहा हूँ, एक चीज मैं बताना चाह रहा हूँ क्योंकि ये सारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं यहाँ पे. तो there are challenges that the life throws at you, but you got to be strong, okay? And whatever I can do, I'll help you. And if you're willing to take that help, fine. Otherwise, I will not force my help on anybody. Okay, that's my mentality. आपकी मर्जी है, अगर मैं लेवरेज करना चाहते हैं मेरी उसको, फाइन, वरना that's okay. I mean, I want you to be happy, whatever you like. मैंने एक और चीज मैंने सर्वे आपका भर दिया है, उसमें मैंने मास्टर्स प्रोग्राम में over here in the US, I mentored some Spanish-speaking students, not Pakistani students, Spanish-speaking students, because they were struggling with English language and stuff. Some of the courses were technical, some were not non-technical. So that's my background, and I did that for a couple of semesters. That's it. So ये मेरा background है. और मैंने जो मेरा अब मैं जो क्या करता हूँ, project management, program management करता हूँ. PMP, Scrum Master, Agile methodology. Some of the technical stuff I can do. I spend most of my time in the. Sorry.
मैं लिख रहा हूँ ये चीजों के लिए.
ठीक है, that's fine. Communication, that's fine. I do a lot of technical documents, writing requirements and such. And project management may I can talk about from new product introduction all the way to launch and beyond that, end of life and end of availability and stuff like that. Anyways, तो ये मेरा सिलिकॉन वैली में मेरे काफी सारी कंपनीज में मैंने काम किया है इधर, and that's my background. So yeah, I'll be more than happy to sit down with you and go through the students. I would like to know the students' background a little bit before I do a one-on-one or 3-on-1 with them, whatever the ratio is. That's it. So I'll stay quiet now.
I think what you just said is important, and I want to take this moment to move forward with the portion that I was talking about. So one thing that we are looking for is that how do you bring and do the onboarding? So here's the URL. Please, and I can put it over there for everybody to follow. This will take you to our website, and on the website you will be able to. I'll show you what will happen into the website. When you log onto this website, which is tinyurl.com, apply NEDS mentors. So you will going to be reaching our NED portal, NED Scholar portal. You click on login. Once you click on login, you will going to see over here, sign up for free. Okay. So you sign up, click on sign up. it will give you a welcome note to register for your account. You choose your user ID, your email, your password, and then there will be a role that what role are you applying for? We use one single registration process for all type of students and all type of mentors, all type of people who are helping and volunteering with us. So I would like you to do what we call as mentors. You ask to become a mentor to us. Once you submit the application, it will going to say that the admin will review it, your request, and will going to come back to you and reach out to you. Within 24 hours, you will going to get access to the system. And when you log in, you will going to see something like this on the portal. It will be an empty space for you. And the first thing we like you to do is to complete your profile. So what we would like you to do is to start working on your profile. And in the profile, you will going to see it will be asking very simply, it will be asking 8 questions, I think, total. Your name, your email, your phone numbers, your knowledge areas. That's what we just defined that you are in the project management, program management, PMP, CAPM, agile, and so on and so forth. So that's what your knowledge area will be, your education qualification. Then it will ask you for a picture, and then it asks you for your resume. So this is what we will going to use to link you, to line you up with a mentee. So this is the basic information that we need from you. Once you are done, you will be getting something like this. So this is one of our very senior NEDN 1968 mechanical, Murad Khan. Mr. Murad is been mentoring with us for now 1.5 years. And once you are given a mentee, all right, you will going to see the mentee name over here. So he's assigned to 2 mentees, Asia and Hifsa Batul. And I will now take you live on this. So you will see what the live look like and what else you will going to see over there. Let me take you to...
Sohail, can you link your LinkedIn profile over here and basically sucks up all the
Yes.
import all the information from there?
Not right now, but we will hope we hope to do that. So this is Hello Mentor Murad Khan. This is what you will going to see once you have completed your profile. This is how you will going to see it. Once we arrange a mentee for you, you will going to see the mentee name, their department, from where they are coming from. If you have evaluated them, on which date you have evaluated them, and what is their evaluation number on a scale of 1 to 5, the scale, and I'll show you what the evaluation questions look like in a minute. But let's say you want to know a little bit more about your student. You click on the details, and you will going to see all the details about your mentee. Okay, their name, their phone number, their email, which city, place they live in, their skills, what skills they have been learning, when they have learned those skills, what type of certification they have achieved. You click over here, you can see the certifications also. So this basically give you a complete picture about your student. Same will be true if you have not, for example, this person has been evaluated. So if I want to see the evaluation, either I can go directly from here, or I can go to this place and I can say, okay, I want to evaluate a student, or I can see if I have evaluated anybody in the past, and I can use that past evaluations. The evaluations are very simple. You select a mentee, because Murad Sahab have 2, you select one, and then you will going to start putting down the evaluation date. As I said, we require it once or twice a year, no more than that. And then here are some questions that you have to answer on the scale of 1 to 5. So there is nothing very difficult. You're saying that your mentee actively communicate and respond in a very timely manner. You agree to it, you disagree to it, you strongly agree to it, you just put down your numbers. So there are questions at the end. It asks you 3 basic questions related to how you feel about this whole thing. So what do you believe has been the mentee's biggest area of growth? What challenges the mentee currently facing? And what recommendation would you give to the mentee's continued progress? These are the one that we pass on to the students. So where do you have seen the details in the student portal, they will going to see these results. And you submit the evaluation and you are done. So going back to the back, you will going to see that apart from the profile, so even the same thing which is with respect to profile, when you go to the profile, you will have these questions over there. You put down the picture, you put down your resume, and you're done. And so we try to make it very simple and try to make sure that once you have a mentee available to you, you will be able to see them. Now, as I said earlier, currently we don't have mentees for every student. I just showed you a picture of Farooq Jamal, who was one of the mentors who mentees. He has 5 mentees at one time, all of them mechanical engineers. All of them are not from Karachi. 4 of them were from FATA and 1 of them was from Sindh, interior Sindh. And he was mentoring all of them. Out of these 5, 3 will be graduating this year. 2 have graduated. Sorry, 4 will be graduating this year, and 1 of them have been graduated last year. And one of them is working with a company who is working on SAP. And this company, he just went to Indonesia, and I will be giving some more information about him in one of the new WhatsApp messages next week. So he went to Indonesia to get training on SAP manufacturing portion. And he just returned, and he's now working in a company where he is implementing those things in the company. And Farooq was phenomenal. We have Farooq, we have Arshad Abbasi, we have Hassan Eja, what was it? Hassan Aziz. We have Usman. We have so many. You can see them also on our website. We try to put some of them on the website if they give us permission to do it. Majority of our mentors don't give us permission to put their faces on the, but we do recognize all of them in our annual letter, annual report and annual letters. So this is where I stop, and I look forward for you guys, specifically those who are from the industry, Azim Beg, Farooq Jamal, Khurram, Arif. I'm just now reading through the Jafri Saab, Tariq Jafri Saab, Shahid Jafri Saab. I will be talking to Tariq Jafri is also present over here. Then we have Ubaidur Rahman, Anjum Sharif, Nuzat Abbi hai. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate. We have Dr. Asma Ali from the NED North America president. She is currently the president. Then we have, all right, Anjum. Yeah, we have Osama over here. We have, I just thought that I saw Daniel. He told me that he will be, or Rais also there. Rais, Daniel, and Osama, Alicia Anwar, they were all our students. They are all alumni from NED scholars. And now they are acting as mentors for our students. Initially I saw Iqra Bibi also. So thank you all. If you have questions, please ask right now. And also, if you have a question, you can always contact me through WhatsApp or through email. And finally, I do appreciate if you can yourself become our voices and ask others, your friends and family members, to become mentor. It will be a great opportunity for them to learn, specifically if they would like to know more about what's going on in reality in Pakistan on the ground, what is going on the ground. So this is another way of finding out the stuff that is been going on in Pakistan. Try to learn about these people and try to help out somebody. And trust me, once they become successful, the pride and the happiness you will going to feel after that is enormous.
तो सोहेल साहब अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
वालेकुम सलाम तारिक भाई।
हाँ, एक दो
Sure, go ahead, तारिक
जो
भाई।
सवाल थे जनरल किस्म के और कमेंट्स थे। आप लोगों ने कभी पर्सनालिटी ट्रेट या मेंटरशिप के लिए या मेंटोर्स का या मेंटीज के लिए कभी कुछ इस किस्म की कोई चीज़ की आपने कि जहाँ पे आप पर्सनालिटी असेसमेंट वगैरह करें? आपके पास कुछ ऐसे लोग हैं जिन्होंने कभी किए हुई है?
हमारे पास मैं खुद क्योंकि लीडरशिप और पढ़ाता हूँ और कई सालों से, और हमारे पास कई टूल्स हैं जो कि पर्सनालिटी टेस्टिंग के काम आते हैं, लीडरशिप के एग्जाम्स के अंदर हम लोग उसको फॉलो करवाते हैं, लेकिन मैंने इन स्टूडेंट्स पे कभी यूज़ नहीं किया है वो।
अच्छा, तो ये मेरे जहन में ख्याल था कि एट सम पॉइंट इन टाइम, नॉट इन द फर्स्ट ईयर, लेकिन एज सुन एज ये स्टूडेंट्स थोड़े से अपने मेंटोर्स से फेमिलियराइज हो जाएं, तो आई थिंक कि उस माहौल में इन्हें कोई एक पर्सनालिटी टेस्ट, आपको तो पता ही, चूंकि आप लीडरशिप पढ़ाते हैं, कि MBTI है और इस तरह एनेग्राम है और डिस्कवर है, तो इस किस्म की कोई भी, और आजकल तो ये टूल्स फ्री भी मिल जाते हैं। तो एट सम पॉइंट इन टाइम आई थिंक कि इस किस्म की कोई चीज़ अगर करें तो ख़ास तौर पे कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स जो है वो हर एक की मुख्तलिफ होती है, और हर दो डिफरेंट पर्सनालिटी टाइप्स मुख्तलिफ तरीके से कम्युनिकेट करते हैं। सो यू नो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग।
Yeah.
तो अगर हम वो आइडेंटिफाई कर लें तो आपको इस टीम बिल्डिंग में बहुत काम आता है, ऑफ कोर्स यू नो दैट। तो मेरा ये पर्सपेक्टिव था।
ये तारिक भाई, मुझे तो वो आपकी वो वाली बात भी बड़ी अच्छी लगी थी जब हम इंटरव्यू ले रहे थे कि इनको ये बताना कि लर्निंग कैसे होती है।
जी जी।
वो वो तो पोर्शन था, वो मैंने लिखा हुआ था आपके नाम से कि मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि उसके ऊपर एक सेशन करें आप, जो कि हम देखते हैं कि जो फर्स्ट ईयर के स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं उनको बहुत ज़्यादा परेशानी होती है जब वो यूनिवर्सिटी आते हैं, और यूनिवर्सिटी का एनवायरनमेंट के अंदर खास तौर पे जब इन बच्चों ने वहाँ पे कॉलेज नहीं देखा, इन्होंने कोचिंग सेंटर देखा है। तो कोचिंग सेंटर की और कॉलेज की जो जो पता नहीं आजकल कैसा होता है, लेकिन हमारे ज़माने में तो कॉलेज की लाइफ ऐसी होती थी जैसे स्कूल की लाइफ थी। वो भी एक तरह से, ये खासतौर पे आदम जी डीजे का तो जो कॉन्सेप्ट ये था कि वो आप एक्सटेंडेड फॉर्म ऑफ वो है स्कूल है, वो उसी तरह से वो आपकी अटेंडेंस हो रही होती थी, ड्यू डिलिजेंस हो रहा होता था, लेकिन उससे जो हम सीखते थे ना उसका काम आया था यूनिवर्सिटी के अंदर बहुत ज्यादा। तो एक ये चीज हम मिस कर गए हैं अब, हम ज्यादातर चीजें।
तो हाँ, मेरा ये कि हम लोग डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ एजुकेशन में, जैसे आपको पता है मेरा थोड़ा उधर का भी एक्सपीरियंस है, तो हम लोग इस किस्म के टूल्स वगैरह ISDs के लिए इंडिपेंडेंट डेवलपर से डेवलप करवाते थे, और फिर वी वुड फंड देम, और महीने में एक दफ़ा हम लोग टेक्निकल वर्कशॉप्स करते थे जहाँ पे हम उनके टूल्स को देखते थे, एवेल्युएट करते थे। तो आई थिंक कि अगर कोई ऐसी चीज हम लोग करें एट सम पॉइंट, अब मेरे पास अभी जस्ट अ जनरल आइडिया है, आई डोंट नो व्हाट वुड बी द राइट अपॉर्चुन टाइम
मेरे
इन
पास फिर
वी गेट देम ऑन बोर्ड।
इंशाल्लाह नहीं, मेरे ख्याल है लाइबा यहाँ पे थी। लाइबा लाइबा तुम काम कर रही थी ना मेरे लिए, वो जो हमने अ, कुछ सर्विस को ऑनलाइन लेके गए थे। लाइबा इकरार थी या लाइबा, देयर आर सो मेनी लाइबाज, मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा कौन सी लाइबा थी
तो
जिसने ये काम बना के दिया था मुझे, यानी कि मेरी क्लास के लिए इसने मुझे ये पूरा टूल बना के दिया था। तो यस, ये चीज आपकी मैंने लिख ली है, पर्सनालिटी टेस्ट का। और ये आइडिया अच्छा है, मुझे लगा कि हम सेकेंड ईयर के अंदर से लेना शुरू करें ताकि उसमें एक अंदाजा हो जाए कि, और ये बच्चों को हम ये भी बता सकते हैं हमारे पास लर्निंग के भी सर्वेज हैं جس سے ہم بتا سکتے ہیں کہ کوئی جو ہر بچہ جو ہے نا ڈفرینٹ لرن کر طریقے ہوتے ہیں اس کو لرن کرنے کے.
ہاں
تو
کیونکہ
اگر آدمی کو پتا چل جائے کہ میں کس طرح سے لرن کرتا ہوں تو اس کے بعد وہ اپنی ڈائریکشن ساری اس طرح کی لرننگ ٹولس کے اندر سرو کرے. تو
بالکل. اور
یہ چیزیں وہ ہے جو ہم ہیلپ کر سکتے ہیں آپ کی.
کیریئر چوائسیز کی ڈیسیجن کرنے میں بے انتہا کام آتا ہے یہ. اگر ایک آدمی پروجیکٹ مینیجر بننا چاہتے ہیں اور اس کی نیچر ہے ٹو بی انٹروورٹ, I don't think that's a good match.
بالکل نہیں میچ کرے گا, صحیح کہا آپ نے. اور یہ بات سمجھانی بڑی مشکل ہوتی ہے لوگوں کو, یہ والی بات کہ تمہارے لیے نہیں ہے یہ جگہ. جو ابھی اسکالرز موجود ہیں یہاں پہ, میں صرف شہزاد پلیز مجھے یاد دلانا, میں کل گپ شپ ہوگی وہ میں بھول گیا اس کا فلائر کو آپ لوگوں کو فارورڈ کرنے کے لیے. عارف وحید صاحب آئیں گے کل, اور ان کی گپ شپ ہے وہی 6 بجے پاکستان کے وقت کے مطابق. میں ابھی تھوڑی دیر بعد آپ کو وہ بھیج دوں گا, تو پلیز آپ اسٹوڈنٹ سے کہہ دیے گا کہ کل جوائن کر لیں. Anybody else who have any questions? سوری میں میرا خیال ہے 8 منٹ ایکسٹرا لے گیا آپ لوگوں کے, لیکن اگر کسی اور کو کوئی سوال ہے تو پلیز گو ہیڈ. Again, thank you all for joining. I saw that سمی ہماری کلاس کا, میرا کلاس فیلو سمی بھی جوائن کیا تھا ابھی تھوڑی دیر پہلے اس نے سعودیہ سے. تو I really appreciate all of you. Thank you ڈاکٹر بھائی کا آپ نے یہ جو کتاب کا نام بھیجا, it's a very nice book. یہ اگر اسٹوڈنٹس اب یہ اس کی لنک لے لیں آپ یہاں سے, آپ لوگ یہ چیٹ کے اندر ڈاکٹر بیگ نے ڈالا ہے, اور اٹس اے ویری گڈ بک, لرننگ ہاؤ ٹو لرن. یہ ایک ٹیکنیک ہوتی ہے, ہر کوئی یعنی کہ اتنے آسان نہیں ہے پڑھنا, لیکن یہ ہے کہ اس سے آسانیاں ہو جاتی ہیں بہت آپ کو سمجھنے میں. چلیں ٹھیک ہے جناب.
ایک سیکنڈ سر بھائی, مجھے اس میں چیٹ میں بک کا نام نظر نہیں آ رہا ہے.
سب سے آخر میں,
I
سب
think
سے
the
آخر میں.
بک کا ٹائٹل ہے لرننگ ہاؤ ٹو لرن.
مجھے بھیجا ہے بھائی آپ نے,
اچھا
یار
اچھا
آپ سب کو بھیج
اچھا
دو
سوری
یار.
سوری, میں نے
اس میں
فنش.
ہاں وہ آپ کیوں بھیجا ہوگا پتہ
پرسنل
نہیں.
بھیجا, چلو میں بھیج دیتا ہوں سب کو.
نہیں
چلیں
وہ ہاں, میں نے
اوکے
اصل میں آپ کو ہاں میں نے مس کیا, میں نے I should have sent it to everybody.
یہ میں بھیج دیا سب کو.
چلیں,
Go ahead,
تھینک
please.
یو, السلام علیکم.
اچھا یہ آفاق بھائی آپ بھی آئیں. السلام علیکم آفاق بھائی.
السلام علیکم.
وعلیکم السلام. وعلیکم السلام.
کیا حال ہے؟
سمجھا میں نے کہا نظرت باجی ہیں تو آپ بھی ہوں گے قریب.
نہیں, میں نے کہا پتہ نہیں ضرورت ہے میری یا نہیں ہے, اس لیے میں نے کہا جوائن کروں نہیں کروں.
اچھا وہ شہزاد آفاق بھائی آ گئے ہیں تو ان سے آپ کانٹیکٹ کر لیجئے. 6 سگما کا جو ٹریننگ ماڈیول ہے سرٹیفکیشن کا, وہ اس سال آفاق بھائی کرائیں گے.
اوکے سر.
میں آفاق صاحب کا آپ کو نمبر بھیج دوں گا.
اوکے سر, شیور.
ٹھیک ہے. تھینک یو آل ایوری بڈی. I really
تھینک یو.
appreciate you joining. السلام
تھینک یو.
علیکم.
اللہ
Thank you.
حافظ.
السلام علیکم.
وعلیکم السلام.
حافظ.
اللہ حافظ سر.
ہاں.
Thank you.